Hey, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Dead in Vinland. Would you like me to do your job for you, sir? Edition. That's right. I am the man, the myth, the legend, the one man who seems to be able to do just about every other job that is not mine, yet seems to fall in my lap, and you know, someone's got to do it. Who's gonna do it? Everyone's looking at each other. Everyone's pointing fingers. Like, are you gonna? Not me. You're gonna do it. I'll do it. You know, jeez. Roman will step up to the plate once again and take care of it, and figure out the mystery and get shit done, so to speak. But no, we're not gonna pay anybody. No. You're gonna do my job for me, and I'm gonna get paid. You're just gonna do the problem solving for me, and not get paid. Edition. Did you get all that? That's the edition of Dead in Vinland that this episode is. Just for those of you keeping track at home and taking diligent notes for the inevitable midterm and or exam. I always preferred oral exams, if you know what I mean. But anyway, yeah, I think I mentioned there was one or two sort of big jobs that were left. One I couldn't do because it was our furnace. The furnace needed to be replaced. It was all bought and paid for before the big move of 2018, but wasn't in place yet. And so that has been trying to go on for the last almost a week now. Connecting with this contractor and getting it done, and it kind of is starting to slowly work its way towards something that resembles a head. A bizarre contraption stands before you. It looks like a windmill, but it seems way too small to be used as such. Maybe a kind of altar? A giant skeleton is gripped onto the broken sails, frozen in what may be an attempt to prevent them from moving, or on the contrary, to help them move. The structure is in poor shape. It seems long abandoned, and yet you're under the strange impression that time flows super slow. Super slow. The word super isn't even in there, Broman. Time flows slower around it. It's almost still. You notice a carving in a wooden pane at the base of the structure. It looks like a rune. Wisdom. Oh, Moira, you little minx. You've stepped up your wisdom game. You have the feeling this is an old symbol you've already seen many, many times. You think this rune is the oldest version of the R rune. This is Yera, one of the best in Isaac. Rune of good years of harvest and thriving crops, which is why it multiplies things on the ground. Interesting. It serves as a reminder that all things run in natural cycles. Those cycles are powerful, as they serve to balance destruction and creation. It asks of us to be aware of the cycles within and around us. More wisdom. Okay. I'm always up for a good probing, but I think I need a little bit of time to recover. Let's try out the old skeleton. Whoever it was, this person now almost looks like a part of a grotesque sculpture. I'm going to assume that we're going to do this in a dignified, sort of gingerly, sensitive manner. We're not just going to rip it off. You grab the skeleton's arms and try to make it release the sails. Oh. Tomo's had a bat. Okay, good. The skeleton doesn't move, but the sails do, very lightly. You don't think it's possible to remove the skeleton, but this gives you an idea. Maybe you could hang on to the other side of the mill and make the sail turn in reverse. Yeah, get up there, Tomo. You're the one with all these big ideas. You grab a sail at the opposite of the skeleton and pull it toward the ground. You don't have enough leverage. Nothing moves, despite your best efforts. We need some leverage. So who... Okay, so can we do probe the windmill and maybe get something out of it? Maybe there is something you haven't thought of yet. Why can't I repair the sail? You slip your hands between the cogs behind the hub, hoping to make the wheel turn again. Ah. You shriek in pain and remove your hands as quickly as possible as some invisible piece starts to crush your fingers. Okay. I guess we'll try and roll the bones here with Eirik. He's right in the middle. It's better, it's not great. And we still gotta get the other roll though. Something moves. You hear a click. However, the sails are ridiculously small and broken, and the skeleton still prevents them from turning. Maybe you could fix them, make them longer so they could get more traction. Okay, you are a crafter now. Maybe there's something you haven't thought of yet. Repair the sails. You gather some materials around the windmill. It's up to you to do your best and fix the broken sails. Yeah, you got this. Thank you. Your repairs don't really enhance the look of the windmill, but they look solid enough to do the trick. In fact, you're pretty happy with the result. Cool. Okay, now what? Mimic the pose. Strength, boys. Grab a sail. Yep. Try to rotate. The wheel may turn if you manage to apply enough strength. You can feel it. Very nice. You pull the sail down with all your weight. Slowly, very slowly, it starts moving. The skeleton's joints grind as they start to bend. Finally, they break, and its bones scatter on the ground. They may be useful in the future. The sails are free again. The wheel is turning. The cycle has restarted. You feel a strange relief. What to do but wait? So you wait. Minutes pass, or maybe years. The structure turns to dust. You watch a flower grow. Finally, it blooms, revealing a small metallic sphere. When you take it, it feels warm in your hand. More of these sphery beads. 24 sage powders? What have I done? All states? How have I not been paying attention to this? All states. All states. Wow, fantabulous. Oh, yeah, so the contractor comes over. Brought the furnace into the house last week. So that first of all, it was a week late getting here. He brings it over last week. So as far as I'm concerned by this point, it should have been in last week. When it came into the house, it should have been in as in installed, heating me and making me warm. But no. I'll get to it next week. A whole shipment of his stuff was late. I can understand that. I'm a reasonable guy. You got other people to tend to. I'm not always on the first of the top of the list, and I take no offense to that. It's the way the world works. Whatever, right? This week comes around. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do it, and he does it. He goes over there. Perfect. Then I go and look, and yeah, it's out of the box, and it's moved over near where it has to be, and it looks pretty. Brand new furnace. But it's not in place. It's not in. It's not attached. It's not heated. It's not keeping me warm. So he gets a hold of me. He had left a message, actually, and my phone had buggered up, and I didn't know that there was a message. So when I finally checked my messages, he had sent me. That's fine. He's been done well like that. It's just this has been dragging on for me for so long. It's out of the box. It's near where it has to be in. He left me a message. There's a couple problems. Let's meet up and talk about it. So I go over there. Oh, there's bad news, worse news, and then a little bit of news that I can have to kind of soften the blow. I'm like, okay, that's good, I guess. To me, this should already be in, but whatever. A very large, ancient tree. A number of skulls are hanging from the branches, gently swinging with the breeze. You notice that a big opening is carved in the trunk. You wonder if the skulls serve as a warning or as scarecrows. Oh Ooh, I don't think we need skulls that bad because we have a source of bones now. Oh, Eirik was more. You don't know how, you don't know why, but you know that something is hidden in the ground in front of the tree. You start digging with your bare hands as if you were possessed by an evil spirit, and finally you uncover a large chest filled with loot. I like loot. Okay, that's fine. Yep, excellent. Okay, good old Angelica. Ooh, verbena. Lovely verbena. Ooh, wormwood. You don't want to mess with that. Ancient knowledge for just for free? That's more than loot. That's like booty. That's wow. Holy jeez, guys. You're too good to me. You're too flippin' good to me here. Where are my buffs at, boys? Strength, constitution, wisdom, mining, and scavenging. Look at all the stuff we've got to use. So who needs the strength? Nut? Nut does not need strength. Now, I don't know what these apply to. Like, I'm going with my favorite characters. I mean, what else am I going to do, right? You can have one of those. You don't even need it. So you can actually have both. Wisdom, eh? Who's one with our intelligence? Yeah, that's not quite. Oh, this is so confusing, this one. I guess I don't really even know anymore. You can have one of those. Wow, so that was quite the buffing spree we went on. It's fine. So we go over and I talk to him and we're looking at it and he says, yeah, so the previous owner was supposed to take this part of the wall out. And I'm like, okay, well, he never told me that. I can do that. That was the not so bad. Bad news, but not so bad. He couldn't do anything more until that part of the wall. Okay, understandable. Message didn't get to me, whatever. But the bigger problem is that you got your electrical wires there that are coming from the panel to the old furnace. There's 3 of them, and I've never seen anything like that before. 2 bags are hanging from a tree branch. It's impossible to walk by it and not see them. Were they left here on purpose for someone to find them? Curious, you come closer. The bags are dirty and used, scarred by unidentified stains. Those are the worst kinds of stains. And there's a horrendous smell coming from one of them. I need a pen. I need to... Is this going to be one of my titles here? Unidentified stains? Unidentified stains. If I had a piece of paper, it would be. Ah, there we go. That's paper. That's something that resembles paper anyway. The worst kind of stains, bar none. What could they be hiding? Actually, you're not sure if you really want to find out. Well, we're going to find out. Ooh, small bag. Good things come in small packages. That's what I make my wife tell me. You are interested in the smallest of both bags. That would be smaller of the bags, actually. Smell it. You smell the bag and the unbearable smell comes from it. Whatever's inside is rotten, and a nice ecosystem must have certainly shaped up in the bed, which I'm guessing must mean bag. Better leave this one untouched. Leave it. After what you've just smelled, you're not touching this bag no matter what. The big bag. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You are interested in the bigger of the bags. Search the bag. You put your hand in the bag and feel there are some things inside it. After looking at it, you notice it contains what's necessary to survive a few days. You couldn't hope for a better discovery. This will prove itself useful. Okay. So some leather hides. The empty bag could also be useful to you, but not like this. Thus, you dismantle it nicely to retrieve the rope and fabric from it. Would have been very useful in the early days. Now it's basically meaningless. Cut some wood. Sure, who cares? So I had to cut some tree branches. %. You walk a little to pick up some wood around. There you are, a nice big bundle of wood. Ooh, 666. Coincidence? I think not. We can cut some more wood. I want to get it gone, right? Like, it's got to go. Beautiful. So yeah, I'm a heating contractor who does furnaces, but I've never seen 3 wires before. And we look, and of course there's a white, there's a black, and then there's also a red. It's like almost like a 3-way switch, like when you have a switch that 2 switches that control the same light. So I'm like, well, that's not totally uncommon because it's the same principle as a light switch, a light with 2 switches. So he says, well, I can't do anything about that. You're going to have to call an electrician and get him to run a new wire from the panel and then hook it up to the furnace. But I can put the furnace in place once the wall's up. I'm like, oh my God, this is already supposed to be done. What are you doing to me here, man? What are you doing? What is this? A lake monster? I don't think so. Small open bags are scattered among the rest of an encampment. The fire pit is cold. Looks like this place was deserted days ago, if not weeks. Holy jumpin' Joseph. I guess Blodeuwedd's got to do something. Most of the bags are empty, and those which aren't, well, they're full of rot and animal filth. Thank you. You take a deep breath, steel your mind, and put your hand into one bag. The feeling on your skin is, ugh, you feel bile building in your throat. Odd that we had 2 things that were almost the exact same sort of motif. You swallow it all and keep... Okay, where's my paper? We've got a new title. Blodeuwedd swallows it all. Beautiful. And keep searching the bags. Your resolve pays off as you feel something of interest. It's a small package wrapped in leather. Worms poultice. A magic pouch. That looks interesting. Check the fire pit. Tobo has a nice balance. Search the ashes. You don't know why or how. You feel drawn to the fire pit. You remove burnt wood and stones until you find IT. Hidden in the ashes, a necklace made of strange golden teeth. It looks unburned. That's odd. You're pondering the possibility of this trinket being a blessing from the whitest of the gods, guardian of the Bifrost. You decide it is, and proudly fasten the necklace around your neck. It should protect you against Loki's tricks. Fabulous. So I say leave it with me. I'll take care of the wall. I'll let you know when the wall's out, and then I'll, also try and decide what I'm going to do about an electrician and if that's really necessary. Okay, that's fine, Mr. Roman. Carry on about your day. I say same to you. So that was yesterday. So it stresses me out. I'm pondering it. I don't know what the best thing to do is. Why is a magic pouch a harvesting buff? That's so strange. So I'm worried about it all yesterday. I talked with my wife. How are we going to go about this? Can we think we can do something else? Do we get him to reorder the proper furnace? Because maybe he just screwed up when he looked the first time and just got the wrong furnace and now is trying to pull one over on us. Who knows what all the different... I don't know enough about it to really know. That's why I hired a professional in the first place. And I'm like, well, I don't know. So I'm looking at he left the books. There's an installation guide and a user's guide for this thing. I'm like, it's got to say something. There's a wiring diagram as well. I don't know. I'm not an electrician, but I can follow lines and read basic little codes, right? Whatever, I'll look at it. I'm looking at the installation guide, and it says right as clear as day under the electrical little section on how to hook it up that there's an optional fitting or piece that you can put in the electric box of the furnace to accommodate a neutral wire, a third wire. It comes standard with some models. Obviously it wasn't mine because that would just be too easy, or it's available on request for other models. So the guy comes today to at least put the furnace in place, where I had taken a little bit of the wall down, and he's like, oh, after I point that out to him, good thinking. I'm like, are you kidding me? He said, yeah, I guess I can call my supplier and ask him to send me that. And I said, yeah, you just explain the situation and double check that that's what you need. Because I said, I don't know. I asked him, I pointed to the section. I asked him, is this what I need, do you think? And he reads it, and I read it again. I say, because look, it's optional for a third neutral, which is another thing I don't understand, because the furnace says a spot for L1, a wire L1, L2. And I'm like, what is L1 and L2? It's like you got your hot and your neutral and a ground and then a third one. I don't know what's going on these days. Don't ask me, because it's not my job. And yet here I am left to problem solve the contractor's job. And I got nothing against the guy. He's been very, very good about everything else. It's just like, I just need this done. I need someone to take the bull by the horns and get it done. And I don't have the knowledge to actually do the work, but I have to have the knowledge and the ambition to get the problem-solving part done so that someone else can come along and click the wires where they need to be, which is probably actually going to end up just being me, depending on how things go. Although I actually don't know where to put that neutral wire, so I technically don't know if that's what I should be doing. But you don't care about any of this, and I got work to do. I still got more stuff to bring over. More stories will abound, I'm sure, as the process unfolds. Because there's still the one big job that I need to do that I haven't even started yet. That is really because I wanted the other big jobs that I needed to just sort of facilitate to be done and out of the way and secure. And I got one more big job. It's got to be done before the weather turns, even more so than it already has. And I'm starting to run out of days here, people. So, yeah, but once that's done, I'm going to feel a lot better about this whole situation. But until then, thanks for listening to my rambling. It's amazing how much it helps to get off the chest when you're just talking to a microphone like this. Thanks very much. See you soon.